Good evening, everybody. And, I know we are a little late, but I'm sure this panel will, and thank you for the little energy session, and I hope that this panel will continue the momentum. Reimagining business models in the era of intelligent progress. Imagine if tomorrow every business leader wakes up, not just talking about AI, but rewiring their companies from inside out, not chasing cost savings, but making daring bets that could reinvent entire industries. In the race to embrace intelligent automation, the real story isn't about chatbots or analytics dashboards. It's about confronting the tough choices. From breaking the comfortable status quo to deciding what only humans can uniquely do. Today's conversation isn't about AI as a hype, but as a crucible. What does it really take to shift mindsets, models, and long-held beliefs? And which bold decisions will define the next decade of Indian enterprise? Let's dive into the real questions behind the buzzwords and spark a dialogue on what true transformation demands. To discuss this, we have an esteemed panel, Mr. Sajid Hussain, Cognizant, Sanjay Banka, Sencogoldindia, Jaspreet Singh from GrantThornton. Welcome, gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll start with you, Mr. Sajid. Everyone talks about AI transforming business models, but very few companies can actually change their structures. In your view, what is the single business model shift that Indian companies are still hesitating to make, and why?
Thank you, and good evening, everyone. So, see, this question, I will broaden it a little bit because this is not specific only to Indian companies, right? In our business, we work with global companies, the top 500, top 1,000 companies across the world. And everybody's grappling with this question of what to do with AI. Now, I'll give you an example from our company itself. We are a very large company. We have 350,000 odd employees all over the world. And of course, we are technology partners for many of the world's leading industries. So in order to help our clients and customers to adopt what AI brings to the table, it's imperative first for us to learn it ourselves. And as you can see, our problem itself is a very large problem of 350,000 people. So bringing that context into play, I've been part of that entire journey at Cognizant. My business unit is about 25,000 people, and the first thing we tried to do was bring change management. It's not really about AI. It's about changing people's mindset. So if there is any organization that is today looking and grappling with AI, the first thing you have to think about is change management of your internal staff, your workforce. Because humans are humans. We tend to live with what we know well. We are uncomfortable with change. But AI is here to profoundly change things. And if we are unable to make that change happen at all levels in our organizations, then there is probably a huge risk to business. And I'll let my fellow panelists speak about that from a business standpoint. So change management is one aspect of it, which everybody is grappling with. I don't think anybody has quite cracked it yet. But we did several things which were fairly innovative. And I think this is something that every business can look at. So of course, see, we'll go through the organizational change management, training, enablement. These are all parts of it. But one thing that we did differently was we took about 2 months to prepare a platform where all of our employees, okay, regardless of whether they are technology specialists, they are domain experts, they are functional folks, our corporate services, all of them were able to participate in what we called the Vibe Coding Week. It was the world's largest AI hackathon. We got recognized by the Guinness Book for that. And 250,000 employees all over the world actually participated in this event. What it did was, it made everybody aware of the possibilities. We were able to take technology and put it in the hands of our HR team. We were able to put it in the hands of our admin and operations team. And that is the beginning of how people change their mindset, right? So there are different ways in which you can go about making it happen. But the first step is change management internally.
Thank you. Jaspreet, change in mindset. What do you have to say on that?
Good evening, everybody. First of all, thanks to nasscom for having me here. I don't know what I did to be sitting here with such eminent panelists. I have a completely different viewpoint. If you look at how did businesses evolve between late 90s, which is the boom of internet, everybody went back to the drawing board and said, what can we do with technology, right? I think this is the same inflection point that we are starting at. I don't think so traditional business models will survive. Every business model who wants to be a leader today would need to go back to the drawing board, look at their business model, and AI the business model. When I say AI the business model, it could still be a brick and mortar business, but there are enough use cases already where you need to implement AI, right? And I think one of the words that you've used is intelligent progress. And there's a difference between automation and AI on what are the self-learning capabilities. That's one. Second, I think, one of the industries that has already started seeing a complete business model shift is professional services or all kind of services. From a more fixed model to a outcome-based model. Everybody is talking about that, and I think with the economy moving the way we are, every year we are adding double-digit gig workers to our economy. It will be outcome-based business model that will see us through to the, if we were to reach Viksit Bharat by 2047.
Okay. Sanjay, we've got two diverse, interesting viewpoints. What do you think here?
No, so first of all, thank you, nasscom team, for inviting me. Incidentally, I've been involved with technology since 1995. I worked in telecom sector with international roaming, with switchage, with HLR, with your black fiber and so on. Senco has been at the forefront of technology. People have a different understanding of technology and the jewelry industry. So we have implemented ERP way back, at least 15 to 20 years back, almost in line with what Titan or other companies have done. We have a very visionary board. I'm coming to answer. We have a director who has with a telecom background. And when Mr. Satya Nadella, 3 years back, he came to India, he said that Senco is top 10 customers in India in terms of use case. So we think that in terms of embracing technology, we are at par with most or top jewelry company in India. Our entire system runs on ERP. Our production, our HR, our entire procurement. We have real-time visibility of our inventory at all the stores. So that was technology embracement. We have implemented virtual reality almost 4 years back. So you can go to, we have a magic mirror. You go to a store and it will show any jewelry on your face. You go to our website, you can do a virtual reality, you can test any jewelry on you. So now the time is to implement AI on that. So having implemented technology, we are very much keen to implement AI in various fields. So recently we have implemented a software which gives us inputs and it gathers intelligence. It gives us an idea as to which jewelry is selling at which store. And then it gives a feed to the merchandiser and we shuffle the jewelry. We are in queue, and we are very much delighted to embrace AI, and I think it is going to change the world. But it will not change the business model. Business model will remain the same. We can come to next question. AI will only make your business model more smooth, more faster, more scalable. You can do more, you can do work more with less. That means if we have got 3,200 employees, if our top line this year is 7,500 crore, and if we want to go to $2 billion, so at a 20% CAGR, I will take 5 years to reach to 16,000 crore or 20,000 crore. But if we implement AI in various walks of our life, the capacity of our team will increase and we can reach to 16,000 crores in 3 years. That's the vision with which we are working.
I think on the same important point, Sanjay, and I would like to start with you now. You spoke about faster and efficient and, cost optimization and all of that. But the true transformation will require, capability building. So how can companies prevent from getting stuck in this cost trap and, failing to invest in long-term capability and innovation? That is also a very important aspect of AI.
So I think you require a very, one cannot have a cost trap. You can't see cost of AI implementation in terms of professional fee, which you are giving to consultants or implementer. One has to see a long-term perspective as to what is the overall benefit which I am going to look at in terms of future. How much my sales will increase, how much my gross margin will increase, how much my profitability will increase. Like you are aware, for professional services, the cost is not linked to the number of hours. So there are certain professionals who charge the fee based upon number of hours. But if you go to top lawyers, they can charge you 20 lakh or 30 lakh or even 1 crore for 1 hour. I think industry has to change the mindset, and industry has to see the real value of AI and should not see it as a cost trap, because it certainly has a deep value. It will, and it is clearly tangible. We can see how our team capacity is increasing, and with artificial intelligence, it is complementing human intelligence. So there are two ways. You can't use artificial intelligence until you have a human intelligence. But with a sustained training, the human intelligence, you can scale up of the entire company. And that has got a great value. It can't be compared in terms of money.
Okay. Jaspreet, cost trap or, how do you invest in innovation?
A very interesting question. What if I tell everybody sitting here that whatever is publicly available AI tools, starting from ChatGPT, Gemini, whatever, if you start using them properly, every week you will get 40% of your time back. But unfortunately, every first question talks about a cost arbitrage. That is the game where you will start with today, tomorrow, 15 years from now. How do you pivot that cost arbitrage to a technology arbitrage, operations arbitrage, strategy arbitrage, or whatever arbitrage you want to measure is going to be the question. The cost of AI implementation, and let's not only look at AI implementation as implementation of a tool. There is a huge data process that goes behind it from a data quality perspective. People are talking about garbage in, garbage out. Data poisoning is one of the biggest threats that any AI organization will face today, tomorrow, and maybe 30 years from now. So I would not only do a cost benefit analysis, I will look at efficiency gains, like Sir said, I'll look at productivity gains, but I'll also look at, if today somebody tells me that I can save 30% of my time by only using inbuilt modules. I'm not even talking about, you code yourself on what is publicly available. And that's another advantage of AI. It's a great leveler. I don't need to study engineering in college or coding to write 3 lines of code. AI will write it for me. So I think this cost arbitrage is to probably put the fear in people that the entry barrier is too high. There are no entry barriers now. It's a level playing field.
Sajid, coming from a pure tech company, how do you respond to this question, both internally in Cognizant as well as for your clients?
Yeah, I think, so I'll just make a bold statement, and it's a very simple statement. The promise of AI is actually time, right? Just like Jaspreet said, it's about becoming more efficient at whatever you do, and then what you do with the rest of your time is really up to you. Some people can use it for innovation, some people can use it for relaxation, somebody can use it for meditation. It's all up to you, but again, if your work hours are 40 hours in a week, and suddenly you're freed up with 20 hours, you will probably spend more time thinking about things that are more relevant than doing transactions. So, see, I think every technology transformation, it starts with the cost arbitrage question. And we approached it the same way as well, because that's the easy thing to do. How can technology reduce the cost of my operations, how can it reduce my human labor cost, and so on and so forth. That will only go so far. AI, in my opinion, we don't even know what all it can do. AI itself doesn't know what it can do for us, because the power that's there, it's an encapsulation of, literally collective human thinking over many, many years, over many, many decades, right? That's what the AI models that we work with today, that's what they're built on. And when you put it all together and you're able to prompt it with the right context, the results can be dramatic, things that we haven't even imagined. So I think if you are running a business, you are advising a client about what AI can do for you, the idea is to explore, right? Cost savings is just the tip of the iceberg. The real value is in unearthing potentially new business ideas, in unearthing new business models, and seeing what the collective wisdom that you have in your company or your firm, how can you actually leverage that and monetize it? AI has the power to help you with that as well.
Jaspreet, I'll begin this one with you. We've spoken about long term, but in the short term, there is this talk about AI boom is overrated and it is all a bubble. Do you believe we are heading towards an AI bubble burst, or is this just a normal cycle of before value creation kicks in?
I'm a huge AI fan, and I don't believe in this being a bubble. Only because, unfortunately, what even the most advanced experts talk about AI is just the tip of the iceberg. We don't know the capabilities of AI till the time we've not experienced it. Just one example, I know a very, very small startup based out of one corner of New Delhi. What it has done is, today, unfortunately, when we go to a hospital and we need to get 3-4 different x-rays done, we run pillar to post to get different reports. Every doctor then gives a different analysis. All it does is it puts all the images together, looks at last 100 years of x-rays that have gone in, and gives you a diagnosis. Now, will you call it a bubble? Answer is no. Why are, again, people calling it a bubble is because of the valuations that are going through the roof, right? It is because today we still don't understand the full potential. If I ask you a question, 2000 was the year when GPS, everybody started using Google Maps or Map My India. But GPS as a technology was invented in 1957. Commercial use, 43 years later. But that way, AI has already started seeing light of the day in so many use cases. So I don't think it's a bubble.
Okay.
I think
so it's the use case that matters. Yeah. Sanjay, your views. Yeah. Is it a bubble?
No, it's not at all a bubble. I think that particularly from Indian perspective, and I will say from the traditional industries where there is huge scope, the AI adoption is still 5 to 10%. So there is a huge acceptance of AI which is going to happen in next 3-4 years time. So I'm not saying next 10 years, because if you have to stay ahead in the competition curve, you have to adopt it very fast. Even my MD, I think, now he's almost a great expert in everything. So, suppose a person intelligence is already very high. It is making him super intelligent. I spend almost 10 to 15% of my time along with AI, and my productivity has increased, and this is just tip of iceberg. So it is just, the journey has just started. It will give a great benefit to the Indian companies, and I'm emphasizing particularly the traditional industries which are not seen as a tech-driven industry.
Okay. Sajid, your views.
Yeah, it's definitely not a bubble. In my opinion, see, we saw 4 waves of industrial growth over the past 250 years. First wave started with the steam engine, right? That led to what we call Industry 1.0. That was followed by the invention of electricity, and that profoundly changed the way industries and businesses were running. The third one happened fairly recently, that is with the advent of the internet. And the fourth one, in my opinion, is with AI. Because, again, the way businesses operate today, the way services are delivered to end customers, the way we do things as consumers, that is all profoundly changing. Today, AI actually touches us in many ways that we don't even realize. It's not only about opening ChatGPT, right? But it's also about when you're logging a call to Airtel because your mobile service is not working, there's actually an AI agent that's responding to you. And there are countless other examples like that. They don't necessarily work very well, right? But they're there and they're here to stay.
Sajid, Sanjay also spoke about different verticals, or different industries. When we talk about business models, it is also important for us to understand what are the various industries, according to you, where you think that AI is mature or it is very at a nascent stage.
See, from an industry standpoint, nobody is really mature, to be honest, Kavita. But there are certain industries where the adoption is gathering steam faster than others. So the pharma industry, for example, on the pharma, the trials part of it and the results, they're able to accelerate the trials and the result analysis by orders of magnitude because of AI. Clinical diagnosis is another area. So especially in the life sciences pharma area, we're seeing a lot of adoption. And then when I talk about from a process standpoint, I am seeing a lot of trend in the supply chain area, specifically around procurement, contracting, legal services. These are some of the very initial use cases that are seeing good success.
Jaspreet?
I'll probably want to second that. One of the industries I see a lot of use cases being tried out is e-commerce, quick commerce sector. Just as an example, there are large e-commerce players in US, London. By the time you are checking something out, basis your product history, you've not even gone to your cart yet, but they've started packaging that material, looking at your history using AI and everything, doing predictive analysis, saying how likely are you to buy this so that we can ship it to you in less than an hour.
Great. Sanjay?
So wherever creativity is involved, okay, the AI is doing great strides. Let's say designing, okay, jewelry design, which some designer is taking 3 hours. You can give a prompt and you can generate 100 designs in 2 minutes, okay. Let's say marketing, I think it is going to play a great role. You spend almost on an average company, let's say our budget is 100 crores, we spend 10-15 crores in only TV suits, etc. The entire thing can be reduced by using AI. You pay some fees to brand ambassador. For a 2-day, you pay some crores of rupees a brand ambassador fee. So you can use AI and generate as many visuals or video. So to my understanding, in creative field, in research, the adoption of AI is going to take great momentum.
That's great, and I can see that clock ticking, and I will come to my last question to all three of you. One line on how AI will change business model. Sanjay.
No, as I said, AI will not change the business model. Business model is what? Procuring something, processing it, and selling it. That is one. Selling it either directly or through your channel partners. The model will remain the same. It will only make the model faster, make the model smoother. You will get more and more intelligence to improve end-to-end business model and business process. Any company, any manufacturing company, any service company, they will continue on the same model. The model will become scalable, larger, faster, growth-oriented.
Jaspreet.
2.5 lines. I'm not Nostradamus. I don't want to predict future, but 24 months to 36 months down the line, we will not have business models. This is a Brahmastra. The power of AI. We've already started seeing consequences in the West. I hope those consequences don't come to India, but it can go either ways.
Okay. Sajid?
Yeah, like I said, the promise of AI is time. And those who don't move with times, they will end up being dinosaurs.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you, audience, for being one of the most engaging and riveting audiences. Thank you, Kolkata.